everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for a video where I share my Hobonichi cousin Avec and how I plan to use it, as well as the custom cover I had made for it from Yard and the Leathersmith. I'm going to share the cover first, but I'll create timestamps in the description below, so if you just want to see how I'm using the cousin, then feel free to jump ahead. This is my first ever order from Zack at Yard and the Leathersmith, and I was inspired by my friend Maria's gorgeous Weeks cover. Her Instagram is now at A Papery Life, and I also saw that Lauren Phelps had a custom cover made to fit over her clear vinyl cover, and that was another reason that I really wanted to try this company. I knew that I wanted a vinyl cover in case, we're going out more regularly and I didn't want to take anything with me that couldn't really be wiped down or disinfected. So I thought that getting a cover that could just fit right over the vinyl cover would be perfect. So all of Zack's designs come in these bags, which I think is a really nice touch, and you can get it customized with your name. I just got my initials stamped on it and I love it. It's a little tote for around the house, or even a bag to keep it in if it's not being used. And this is the cover itself. This is the natural or undyed leather, and it's absolutely beautiful. I shared on my Instagram the other day, but I just got the first mark on it, and it's honestly a bit of a relief. I've been using it pretty fearlessly, but it's still nice to get that first mark and then really feel like it's mine and I don't have to baby it. I don't know if you can see, but this leather has some really lovely marks and it feels really, really nice to the touch. I'll talk through some of my design choices and why I asked for the things I did. So the first thing is that I did ask for a snap closure, and this is the widest size he offers, the 1.5 inch, I believe. And I did also opt for the adjustable strap. So it slides out so that when this gets chunky, it can accommodate that size. So in the back, you do see there is a slit here, and I'll show you in more detail after I take my notebook out. I kept it, for me, pretty simple inside. So here is the cousin in the Lauren Phelps design cover. This is the Avec, sorry for the glare. You can see there's some space at the bottom and the top. I've just slipped in the back cover, so let me take it out and show you the pocket configuration that I chose. So I knew that I only wanted to slip the back pocket in, but I did want the 2 slip pockets here because I want to be able to keep large stickers or sticker kits here. This is one of the Hobonichi brand A5 folders, and this is a Hobonichi kit from Shine Sticker Studio. So you'll see that slips perfectly in there and just keeps those sheets together. My goal was to keep this on the thinner side because A5 is already quite a jump from my pocket-sized notebooks. So I opted for 2 pockets here. This pocket I thought would be a really great spot to keep these kind of mini sheets from Caffeine and Paper Co. and Planner Monkey Co. So you'll see that those go really nicely there. I opted to get the kind of curved pocket because, first of all, I like to be able to see whatever's in my pockets. And I also knew if I wanted to put a decorative sticker, then that would really show it off. And of course, it turned out to be the perfect space for what I think is my favorite vinyl sticker ever. This is by Mona at Ghost Puff, and it's just this grumpy cloud that honestly is such a mood, and I love her peeking out at me there. I asked for this pocket here to be sized to fit a kind of standard sticker sheet. So this is Paper Bits Co., Happy Dea, and the Coffee Monsters Co. Again, I just wanted it to be deep enough that it would hold them securely, but still have enough space that I could clearly see what they were. And that was it for pockets at the front. I did want to leave this kind of space empty because I do like the idea of putting a planner card as decoration. So this is a journaling card that came from Virgo and Paper. So just being able to kind of clip that on and, you know, change it out when I feel like it, I thought is a nice touch. In the back, I wanted a secretarial pocket in case I have any letter-sized, you know, papers that are folded and I can just slip them in without worrying if they kind of go above the edge. And this pocket here technically would fit one of these sticker sheets, but it would be tight. But what I designed it for was for my stencils. So I do use stencils pretty regularly, at least as rulers. And I wanted this one to be short enough so that my Hobonichi stencils would fit in there, but you could, again, still see them. I just like to be able to see everything that I have and not lose anything inside the pockets. So that's kind of how I made the choices for the design. I do have a pen loop here, and this is a generously sized pen loop. It does fit this TWSBI Eco, so I mean, hopefully that gives you an idea. I do think if I were to design another cover, I would probably opt for 2 pen loops, but having one is enough. I will show you how the strap looks on the inside. Hopefully I'll try anyways. So you can see here that this is the design of it. I'm just going to take it right out. There is a little bit of bulk and you can feel it underneath the notebook. I just put the notebook back in to show you that you can feel the bump from the strap when you're pressing down on it. You can tell right away because it sticks out like this. This cover doesn't lie completely flat. This doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you. Once I start writing, I haven't even noticed it. But it's something that could bother some people. I do have this beautiful pencil board from Lauren Phelps Designs, which could help level it out, but it's still like kind of the overall gentle slope you can feel. One thing that helps a bit is if you pull this out, there's less of a bump, but it still comes out pretty far. So I would say the strap comes to about here, so it would still impact the feel of your pages. I'm being totally honest, it doesn't bother me at all. It is something to note. Another thing is that because this is an adjustable strap and it has that slip at the back, it does tend to wiggle and move. I find myself fixing that without even noticing it. It slides so easily. You just kind of adjust it to where it needs to be, snap it, and go on your way. You can see all of the stitching is beautiful. I stayed with the rounded corners, although you can get them squared. And the snap is secure. This is the only part that isn't quite as clean as the rest of it. It doesn't bother me at all, but I do know with other covers that have snaps, you don't see this kind of extra piece of leather, so I did want to point that out. But honestly, I love this cover. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's exactly what I wanted. And it was also really, really reasonably priced. As far as I know, when I ordered this, Zack didn't have a website. I just contacted him through Instagram, and I believe you can also contact him through WhatsApp, and everything was really seamless that way, and he was really great at communicating. And I think this is the 3rd version of the design. The other thing I wanted to show is how thin the leather is. So let me compare it to my Sojourner because that is always my thinnest leathers. So this is my Sojourner Natural. This is my bullet journal. I'm just going to try and hold them up. So you can see there, it's very, very close. Obviously, this is thicker where it has the pockets, and the thickest spots are on the bottom here where I have kind of the 3 layers, but it's still, in my opinion, manageable. It doesn't feel kind of, too thick or like a brick or anything. So I'm really, really happy with the thinness of it too. When I do slide the notebook back in, you just have to be careful to make sure it goes over the back part of the strap. You'll notice if it doesn't. That's how it fits. And that's how it looks. Again, this is the cousin Avec. Moving into how I'm using the system itself. This is a clear vinyl cover from Lauren Phelps Designs. So I've put my notebook in here. I did put a piece of vellum from Mrs. Brimble's Etsy shop in here. It wasn't quite long enough to just wrap cleanly around. So what I did was just put a strip of white paper in the middle and cover it with some washi that I like the look of, and kind of made a little spine. It's not perfect, you can see the brown there, but I really just wanted the vellum to stretch over the entire cover. Inside, I just have a journaling card from Planner Monkey Co. I've put this together. This is from Soft and Muted. This was gifted to me from Marinate at Protect Your Peace. These are from Note and Wish. Here I put a journaling card from Planner Monkey Co. But one of the things that I really debated was if I wanted to make kind of a washi dashboard. I've seen people do them and they seem like so much fun to make and they always turn out beautifully. But I really couldn't commit and couldn't imagine if I would like it or if it would feel too busy for me. So the solution I came up with was just to use a piece of packaging that came from a sticker order and stick that down itself with some mono adhesive. And that way I figure I can change it up as often as I'd like to. So for example, I made this dashboard with my favorite Note and Wish washies the other day, and I can easily just slide that in and have a little bit of a different look. And I think it'll be really fun to be able to use kind of, winter washi, fall washi, and be able to change that out. Plus, I really like the process of making these. This was my first one, but I've watched Dakshana and Robin at Talks from the Heart make them before, so I just sat down and had fun with it. I stamped Courage Over Comfort with my favorite stamps from Amazon. I will link those below, and that is something that Brene Brown always says and really sticks with me. And now we'll get into the cousin itself. So the first thing I'll say is that I bought this to use as a memory keeper, so that is my goal for this year. This is a sticker kit from Virgo and Paper. I actually bought 2 of them, one for each Avec notebook. I messed up putting the 2021 big sticker flake down, so I carefully took it up, almost ripped right through the page, but did not. And here we have it. I honestly don't really know how I will use these pages, so while it was really fun to put these stickers down and is really pretty, obviously, I don't know that I would get them again. That being said, they're nice to look at. So I really thought hard about how I wanted to use this spread. I thought maybe I could use it as an index, but I don't really think I'll have anything specific in here that I want to refer back to. I thought of using it as a habit tracker, but I do the power sheets and I didn't want to track habits in multiple different places. And I'm not really someone who tracks my mood or anything like that because I go through, way too many emotions in a day to be able to clearly categorize that for myself. I love seeing other people's mood trackers. I've just tried it before and it doesn't work for me. So I started working backwards when I approached this. I thought, what are the things that I would like to be able to look back at for the whole year to see what I could contain in this one system? Because I don't want to archive 10 plus notebooks at the end of the year. And what I came up with is my social media. In the past, I've kind of had that in various different places. There's always notes in my bullet journal. I started a system for it in 2020, did not keep up with it. And I thought it would be really nice to have a yearly overview, or I mean, even 6 months and 6 months, to see when I posted and how my numbers changed. So what I've decided is for these 3 kind of check boxes, I'm just putting my Instagram followers, my YouTube subscribers, and if I do make any money off of YouTube ads, I can put that there. That'll be another kind of easy thing for me to keep track of. And on the actual days, I just write the days that I've published a video. At the bottom, I'd love to write maybe a comment that really stuck with me that someone left, or an interaction that was, memorable. It's super nice to be able to connect with you guys in the comments, and people have said so many kind and thoughtful and creative things that it would just be really nice to, I think, have those memories in here. So that's the plan for this section. I am using these Midori index clips. So I have one here on the yearly overview, and then I have one on my calendar. I did get these holographic month stickers from Shine Sticker Studio, and this is a memory per day. I've been doing this for all of 2020. I think I started this in 2019 in my A6 Hobonichi actually, and am super happy with it. I put down a sticker every day, I practice some lettering, and I write a memory. Then we move to the weeklies. So this is one of the places that I'm struggling the most with the cousin. I'm just not quite sure how I want this to look, what I want my routine to be, and so I'm trying a number of different things. I will say when it comes to the Hobonichi cousin, I have been really heavily inspired by Lindsay from Lindsay Scribbles and Emily from Emmylou Arts. And that's funny to me because they have such different styles. Lindsay is very minimal, and Emily has, this kind of explosion of color and stickers. And I've kind of been trying to find my style, which I think is going to be somewhere in the middle. I also love how Lori uses her cousin. She is at Love to Plan Lori on Instagram. Hers seems very, very functional and is also really inspirational. So, long story short, I've been playing around with these different styles. One thing I've been doing consistently is writing my gratitude at the bottom of each day. This is something I was doing in my bullet journal, but I thought it might be nice to keep here with kind of just the yearly memory overview. So I've got stickers and honestly just the same kind of memories that I keep in my bullet journal, which does actually get a little bit redundant, but I'm not willing at this point to give it up in either spread. So it is what it is. I usually do my bullet journaling first, and then if I'm feeling it, I'll do this right after. And if not, I might let this go for, 2 or 3 days and then sit down with my stickers and my bullet journal and fill it in and have fun with it. I don't actually do any planning or pre-planning in here because this isn't a planner for me. I do all of that in my bullet journal. Here I used part of a kit from Planner Monkey Co. And I will say, during Black Friday, I ordered a lot of Hobonichi kits. I know that I'll be able to make them stretch. I'm sure I have enough kits to make them stretch for the entire year and beyond now. And I don't usually buy stickers in bulk like that, but it was from some shops that I've not purchased from before because they're in the States, and in Canada, shipping can be quite high. So I did kind of save up and know that that was something I wanted to do when there was a sale. So that should be it for the year though. I don't plan to buy any more. This is an example of one of the sticker kits that I started to use. So this is the Shine Sticker Studio kit. And you can see this comes with a lot. I didn't even use the big washi. I just have used that on my journaling pages. And I can use these, in different spreads, in my journal, in my bullet journal if I want. And I like that flexibility. So again, I'm playing around. I'm not quite sure what I want these to look like, but I know that I do want them to be kind of memories. So it's a good starting off point. On this current week, I did try something different. I'm reading the Daily Stoic every morning as part of my morning routine. So I thought I would like to write down kind of the topic every day. And I would like to do that. I don't think I'm going to do it here. So that is something that I will continue to play around with. Then we move to the dailies. So this is the spread before you start. And I've just used some washi tape from Note and Wish. This is from Virgo and Paper. It's beautiful. I've included this here from Soft and Muted, and I'm going to, I think, put a picture of my family here. And I wrote my word for the year, compassion, and the goals that I came up with when I was doing my power sheets. I've written out the poem Good Bones by Maggie Smith, and then just hand-lettered one of the lines that speaks to me the most. I think what I'm going to do is use my monthly pages for the reviews inspired by Zoe at Stationery Squirrel. So I've gone ahead and set that up. This is from Job's Journals, and this here is from Alley Cat's shop on Etsy and Paper Bits Co. And so these daily pages are also a bit of a conundrum to me. I think what I want is to be able to journal and have a little bit of a kind of scrapbook feel in terms of memory keeping. I've talked about journaling before, and I actually made a whole video on how I journal, which I can link up above. But basically, I have morning pages, and that's where I just kind of brain dump anything that's in my mind that I want out, and I just do stream of consciousness writing, and I don't look at it again. I actually burned a couple of the completed ones last summer when we were having a fire, and it felt really, really good. If something does come up in it that I think is important, I will just grab a Post-it and jot it down and keep that with my bullet journal. But other than that, I do not go back and reread them because it's just a purge. And in this, I want this to be more of a documentation, something that I want to look through, something that Paul might want to look through. And so I'm going to try and have fun with it and include things like collage, pictures, stickers, and see where it takes me. So I'll just show you the pages I have so far. I do think I'll probably try and do a monthly flip if that's something you guys are interested in. But, you know, here I've just done some shading practice following a Shada Campbell video. This sloth is one of my favorite things I have ever doodled, so I'm super happy to see him in here. And one of the things that I've been somewhat consistent with this year is pulling affirmation cards. I have never used affirmation cards before, but I know Lori, I Love to Plan Lori does, and I thought that would be a really nice kind of way to start my day. So I did quite a bit of looking online because I really wanted to find affirmation cards that, for the most part, spoke to me and kind of my perspective. And I found these ones on Etsy. The Etsy shop itself is called Pip and Doodle Creative, but it does say that they have a website here as well, which I haven't visited. And not all the cards are here, but see, these are some of the ones that I've already pulled. I just think that the illustrations and the artwork is gorgeous, and most of these really speak to me. The ones that don't, I've kind of just pulled out and set aside for now, and I'll revisit them, and perhaps at some point they will. So what I do is, as part of my morning routine, I pull a card and then I practice my hand lettering using a Tombow Fudenosuke brush in the hard tip. This one's gray, you can barely see it. But otherwise I've just used the black, and then I just journal a tiny bit about it, whatever it makes me feel. And this is great. If I do no other journaling on these pages, I'm honestly okay with that. It's been a really lovely practice. Here I just have some packaging from my first Shine Sticker Studio order. Paul's grandma, who is in her late 90s, still signs her cards, and I just wanted a piece of her writing in here. This was a nap day, so I have some collage, mostly from the Real Simple magazines, but mine are really old. I don't have a subscription currently, but I do still have a bunch of magazines that I can pull from. Some days, see, nothing else. I'm still, again, kind of finding my rhythm in here. I swatched my Koi watercolor palette. This is from Real Simple as well. These are fun, a little bit busy for me, to be honest with you, so I'm still playing around. I filled in my grandma's calendar for her this year because she's having trouble writing, but I just pulled out some of her squares from 2020's calendar because, again, I just love having their writing in here. And on this day, I saw, I think it was Stacy Plans. I saw pages from her cousin, and I saw that she had done some writing horizontally, and I loved that. I think this, to me, is definitely going to stay. There's something about it that's just more appealing than having all my writing go the same way, but like maybe be different colors or different sizes. Like this is just, I don't know. It's a little bit busy for me. So this I really, really enjoy. Same thing, I just pull the card, do my hand lettering, or write my thoughts. Here I was doing some research on sleep hygiene. I smeared this whole thing when I was trying to lay down my washi and stickers, but that's okay. And that's it. I haven't done anything at all in the back. I honestly don't think I plan to. If that changes though, I will let you guys know. I'd love to hear how you're using your cousin, especially your weekly and daily pages. I'm having a lot of fun playing around though and figuring out kind of my style and what I want it to look like. And I expect that to change. I think that, you know, it'll be fun to see an evolution, and I just like pages that I enjoy looking back through. These here, even though I'm not planning to go back and kind of journal or document about the day, I could still use these for lettering practice or any doodling practice like I did here. And here I was just using some of the brush pens I have to practice. And you know, the more practice, the better. I will say every day that I do this, I get frustrated because it never quite turns out the way that I want it to. But when I flip through it now after the fact, like I can see improvement and I enjoy it. So I still have myself do that every morning because I know that practice is, you know, the only way that I'm going to get to where I want to be with that, which is what I would like now is to try and get them a little more bouncy. My instinct is still to write so straight, like have even letters, and I'd like to play around with that. But luckily I have a lot of space to do so. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask down below. I'm really excited to be in my first cousin. It felt huge when I got it. And I've used A5 before. I used a Leuchtturm for years, but I think it's because I'm just used to having smaller Hobonichis, and also with the small grid, it just feels like so much real estate. But I'm learning how to use it and enjoy it, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.